Hey, Jess.
Hi. Hi, everybody in YouTube land.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Well, it's Friday night,
Yep.
and we're planning a pretty big ride. Well, big for me tomorrow. So just doing some,
Date night prep
I don't know if
for
I
the
would call
ride.
it date night, but um, it's 8 p.m. and we're pretty much in jammy town. So I'm going to set the coffee for tomorrow. And 4:30 a.m. wake up. We'll be having coffee, a little something to eat, and try to roll at 6:30 in the morning, which is when sun comes up. We want to go as soon as the sun is up because right now it's like the winter time, so the daylight hours are pretty shortened. I need to maximize the daylight
Yeah,
available.
it's December 16th, so we're 5 days away from the shortest day of the year.
Right.
So we have very little daylight to play with.
Yeah, so the plan is get to bed early, get up early, get food, get coffee, try to roll at 6:30, and we're going to try something that hopefully will work out. We're going to 2 hours into our planned route, we're going to rendezvous with a friend who is riding from his part of town. So we'll meet, and then the three of us, maybe more if he brings friends.
Yeah, he said he was going to bring some friends.
Did he? I hope he does, because the more people, the more spare tubes to go around.
Yeah.
And then once we meet at the rendezvous, we're going to keep going to a mountain, and we're going to go summit the mountain. And it's supposed to be windy, but that's okay because I have my head wheels now. I'm not riding the deep section wheels anymore. So I've got my steel Ritchie Logic.
Yeah.
I have my head wheels with no depth to them, so they're going to be good for a windy ride in the mountains with my friends.
Yeah.
And then we're going to ride all the way down the mountain and all the way back home and hopefully beat the sunset. You're nodding. Okay.
Oh, I'm just listening to you.
Oh, right. So do you want to walk us through some of the night before prep that you've done?
Yes. So the ride is, I did it last Saturday on my own, and it's 100 miles with 11,000 feet of climbing. And in the first 50 miles, there's 8,000 feet of climbing. So it is a huge ride. And Jess has been sick for several weeks. As a matter of fact, the 18th will make it a month that she's been sick. So you haven't been able to do anything really long. A couple of short rides here and there and some trainer time. And I just got one ride in that was long, which was last Saturday. So I've made 2 bottles of 600 calories each with my nutrition powder that I just launched. So there's 600 calories in each one of these bottles, basically 6 scoops. And then I just added a little something for electrolytes, and that's what the little coloring is. And this one doesn't have any. So these 2 is 1,200 calories. But then I also made us some sandwiches. And so these are Hawaiian roll with cream cheese and jam.
Let me get a close-up of that.
Yeah. And these are about 200 calories.
So nicely.
Yep. And, a Hawaiian roll, and then stuffed with cream cheese and jam. And so, those augment a little bit. We have a few stores along the way, and then there's a point where there's just no stores. So you have to have enough calories with you. So yeah, that's 1,200 plus 4 sandwiches. That's 800. That's 2,400 calories. The ride took me about 8 hours last week. So 8 times 300, 2,400 calories. That's kind of the math I'm doing. What do you think? What are you going to put in your bottles?
I am usually what I put in my bottles, I'll have in each bottle 2 scoops of Spiz, which is like the full meal deal with protein and fat.
Amino acids and electrolytes,
Right.
which my product doesn't have.
So it's more like a liquid meal.
Yeah.
But so I'll have 2 scoops of Spiz and then 3 scoops of the REV Energy, which is just carbs, and they're unflavored, really easy to digest.
So what's the math on that?
So it's like...
Is that like 500?
It's just a little over 500 calories per bottle.
Yeah.
So I'd call it 1,100, maybe 1,200. I can't remember the exact math.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I like to put, because it goes really good with the Spiz, I like the vanilla Spiz. So I use, to flavor it, I add extra flavor. And these are the best flavors. They are the most compatible with the vanilla Spiz. The orange clementine, it's just a calorie-free water enhancer.
Yeah.
And when I add this, it is like creamsicle
Yeah.
in my bottle. It's so good. And then the other one flavor that I like is the black cherry, because when I add it to my bottle, then with the vanilla Spiz, I get a cherry vanilla flavor. So it's, to me, it's super palatable. So that's what's going to be in my bottles. And then the other thing I'll probably bring, because it is an all-day ride in December, and we're going up a mountain and everything. So I like to carry an extra layer because I get really cold.
Yeah.
So I have, this is George's. Yeah, this is George's spider bag. There's something in here, so we should probably see what that is. It's probably a piece of kit that we've been missing for weeks.
Yeah.
And this one, I know this one's mine because I have the bling on my spider bag. So it looks really small, but it's quite deceptive. It actually holds quite a bit. So
I can also put the video of us on Onion Valley, and I mean, it looked like a clown car thing where all the stuff he kept pulling out of that pack.
It was just like a clown car.
Yeah.
But so this way, when we head out at 6:30 in the morning, it's going to be kind of chilly. Probably, I have to check the weather, but maybe the high mid-40s. Yeah. So that's chilly for me. So I will want like an extra long sleeve layer when we head out. But then when we get to the mountain, like 3.5 hours in, we're going to be going uphill for an hour, so I'm going to start sweating.
Yeah,
so
2+ hours, yeah.
Right. Oh, 2+ hours? Okay.
It's a 15 mile
So I don't want to be like generating all this sweat during that climb and then have to wear it and freeze in that same sweat on the descent. So before we start climbing, I'll shut off whatever layer I have and tuck it in my spider bag. And then when we get to the top of the mountain, I will reappropriate the stuff from in my spider bag, because it's always, I'm sure it's going to be a cold descent. Cold and windy.
Yeah, the first 1,000 feet typically are the coldest, and then you start heading down towards the valley, so it starts to warm up quite a bit.
Yeah. I know, like, whenever we're coming down, we've done this mountain a bunch of times. Like every time you hit like a new level, you're coming down like 5,000 feet and you're like, oh, it's so cold. And then you hit the 4,000 feet sign and you're like, oh, it's a little warmer. It might just be in your head, but I swear you can like feel it getting warmer. Like,
it's definitely warmer.
Like 10 degrees every 1,000 feet you descend. And you just keep telling yourself, okay, I can get through this cold part. It's because I know it's going to be warmer, just around the corner.
Yeah. Well, that's what you keep telling yourself. I know it's got to get warmer. The only thing that sucks is in the summertime, it's like 70s at the top of the mountain and it's 100 down at the bottom. So you're going into this hair dryer.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's brutal. I mean,
it's really hot, but not tomorrow.
I don't know which I prefer, hot or cold. It doesn't really matter, especially when you have a spider bag and you can make adjustments to your wardrobe as needed.
Yep. So first long ride for you in a while. So November 18th was the last one you did, and that was a 200K in the rain.
Yeah, and I was
so no rain tomorrow.
Oh my gosh! And so I was like 7 pounds over my desired race weight for that brevet. And then I got sick, and now I'm like 3 pounds under my desired race weight. It's just like one of the perks of being sick, I guess, is you get skinny.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're both fairly, we are both at our race weights, and it's December. So I don't know how tenable that is for the rest of the year, or even for the rest of the holidays, because we still gotta get through all the parties and stuff. We got one on Sunday.
Yep, got the holiday work party coming up, so we'll have to get our jingle bells on.
No. More on those another time.
It's about 6:35 in the morning. George and I got out on time. Coming up on your right. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
It's a little bit chilly this morning.
Yeah, it is. It's a little chilly.
The
But
sky is amazing. I don't know if you can capture it now.
well, the camera doesn't do it justice, but there is a beautiful pink glow out there. So in about an hour, the sun will be up, and we'll probably be a little warmer. But all right, we have about 2 hours to go to rendezvous with our friend. So we'll see how that whole thing works out.
What were the last instructions to him? Does he know to double back, or?
I did tell him that a few days ago, yeah. So, all right. We'll see how it goes. See you in a bit. Got our rendezvous. Oh, car back.
I got my drone later on, the drone,
Yeah?
like later up there, at around, there's a nice spot down there that I was thinking about starting it.
Oh wait, you mean it's in your pocket? That's so cool.
It makes better shots.
Better shots of me? George eating on the fly. That's what I should be doing. Gotta get something in my mouth. So today is the day after our century with like 1,000,000 feet of climbing. So it's a recovery ride today.
Yeah.
And I really didn't even want to come out. My body is so tired. I just wanted to stay at home in my jammies all day. But now that we've been out for a little bit, I'm glad that we're here. And just my plain stubbornness got me through
Yesterday's ride.
Yesterday's ride, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, not to mention my gift for eating constantly. And George says that that is one of my strongest points on the bike, is that I can eat and just pack away the calories.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and at the end of the day, made it home.
Yeah. Well, let's get through this little descent and make a right turn.
And then you can talk about your experience. Oh, there we go. There's George. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, so we're on cul-de-sacs trying to do some filming on the bike because everywhere around here is just going to be busy roads. And but anyway, so yesterday Yeah, as Jess said, so it was like 111 miles, 11,000 plus feet of climbing.
No, I think I said it was 1,000,000 feet of climbing
Yeah,
yesterday.
a million. Okay, a million. But what the importance was is this was the first time that Jess rode from home.
Oh, yeah. That, I mean, just the idea, the concept that I didn't have to use my motor vehicle, my Toyota RAV4 hybrid,
Yeah.
just sat in the garage all day.
Yeah, and
while we
you
were out
know,
on our
you can
bikes, having an adventure.
reduce the carbon footprint by, you know, it's one of the things I told one of my friends, Memo. I said, hey, once your endurance comes up, you won't drive to the shop for the shop rides anymore. You start riding to the shop ride, doing the ride, riding home, and that's how you get extra mileage. And so for you, this was the first time that you rode from the house to the top of Palomar Mountain and back. And you know, it's a 15-mile climb, 5,000 feet, so it's a real mountain. And so we did that. And on the way back, actually on the way out, it was when we dropped into this valley at 40 plus miles per hour, the temperature feels like 36 degrees, and it really did.
My lips were so numb. After like an hour and a half, I could barely like mumble.
Yeah, so it was so cold that, I mean, my hands were frozen, my feet were frozen. We had wool jerseys on. I mean, it was just cold. And then, you know, 4 or 5 hours later, it was 80 degrees. So from 36 to 80 degrees. So it was just absolutely brutal temperature range, clothing options. I mean, it was just a really logistical thing to do this 9 hour. It ended up being 9 hours saddle time. So, and you know, if we want to get Jess some longer and longer endurance rides, that 9 hours is definitely something we put in that bank for future long distance events. So how'd you feel in the end?
In the end,
Yeah.
oh man, I was still hungry after consuming, let me talk through my nutrition. I had about 550 calories in each bottle.
Yep.
So what is that? 1,100 calories in my bottles.
Yep.
I had 4 little sandwiches, and those were all gone.
Yeah.
Pretty
We
much
have
by the time I hit the summit.
Yeah.
Oh, and half of my sandwich as I was doing the climb up Palomar.
Yeah.
There are cattle grates there, cattle
Yeah.
guards.
Yeah.
So I had one sandwich I was like munching on, just taking little nibbles out of.
Yeah.
And we went over that cattle grate and the sucker just vibrated right out of my hand.
Yeah.
And dropped. I saw it go between the bars into the depths
drain,
below.
yeah.
Where
Yeah.
some lucky little creature is gonna be happy to find that cream cheese and jelly sandwich.
Yeah. AKA jelly donut.
By the end of my ride yesterday, I had consumed all the 1,100 calories in my bottle and let's say three and a half sandwiches, since half fell down the cattle grate.
Yeah.
So that's 150 a piece, so 450, maybe another 500 calories in sandwiches. So that's 1,600 calories. And then before we even got home, we were like half a mile from home, and I'm like, let's go to the pizza place. And we got these gigantic slices of pizza.
Yeah, I'll need to insert a picture of that pizza.
Yeah, I mean, they're huge. They're like comically oversized pizza slices.
Yeah.
And I ordered it. When I ordered the slice, I said, I would like a slice of pizza with as much meat as you can possibly put on there, and double cheese.
And double cheese.
And make that 2, because George is hungry too.
Yeah. Well, actually, you asked me, what do you want? And I said, whatever you're getting. And I knew it was going to be hearty enough. So I'm glad that I went with your recommendation.
Yeah, so you asked how I felt at the end of the ride yesterday.
Yeah.
I was stuffed.
Yeah.
I was so full when I could barely move. And then at that point, we ate our pizza. It was about a half a mile ride home, where George immediately started the hot water in the shower
Yeah.
because it takes a few minutes till the water gets really hot.
Up to the 3rd floor.
So it felt incredible to finally get a hot shower and just put on my PJs
Yeah.
and put my feet up in bed. And I think later, what did we do? I made us some chamomile tea, and I'm sure I was out. Oh wait, what were we watching?
Forensic Files.
Forensic Files. Old episodes of Forensic Files on Hulu.
Yeah, the computer graphics were goofy because they were so old.
And
From
then,
like the 90s, I guess.
I'm sure I was out by 7:30, 8 p.m. I mean, it was a long day. I was up at 4:30, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I needed a day like that to just sort of try to jumpstart my build of fitness again after, so many weeks of being pretty much sedentary.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. I guess when we do these short rides, they're all intense, but we're not building any endurance fitness. So yeah, good 6-8 hour ride. So the thing is, because of your work and time commitments, we're doing a lot of short, intense rides, or medium to intense rides. But you need that long endurance ride to build fitness and to be ready to do, 200Ks, 300Ks, 600Ks. And so yesterday's 9-hour ride was what you needed, even though, you didn't know that you needed it. But you'll see this now in 2 to 3 weeks. That's where your fitness comes, so like 7 to 10 days, you feel some of it. But in about 2 weeks, these long endurance rides start paying off. Anyway, so we are 14 and a half miles, almost 2,000 feet into our recovery ride. So we still have, so we still have another climb to do. And then we start heading home because we are hour 34 into what's supposed to be a 2-hour recovery ride. But, we've just been going at these hills super easy, super slow in our easiest climbing gear. No efforts. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you up the road.
All right. I'll see you up the road. There he goes. All right, my turn. Have a good day, everyone.